Hi, welcome to One Eye on the Page. I'm Scott. I have a special video today for you based on all the interest that you provided. Actually, no, I just forgot to do something. So I thought, hey, since I have to do it anyway, let's make a video about it. I was talking to my daughter Robin, a Hobbit's reading list today, and she said, it's weird that you haven't told me about your book. I was like, sure, I was thinking of writing a lesbian road trip werewolf novel, but no, actually, I wasn't. Was I? She says, your book club book. And it's like, oh, shoot. I am supposed to be the person doing the book club this week. Not this week, but I'm supposed to be giving my book for the book club this week. Because we're going over The Glass Ocean, which was one Robin picked, and I'm after Robin. And for whatever reason, it just totally slipped my mind. So I was like, I have to come up with the book. I'm going to do that here. I am going to pick the book. Now, our book club, which is it's a family book club, me, Robin, some aunts, some cousins. So there's like 9 people total. We have certain caveats. The book can't be more than 400 pages long, which there's a little leeway. I know we've had been like 406. If it's like less than 410 pages, that's pretty much fine. But if it goes like up in the 425, I would say that would be a no-go for me. So that kind of eliminates some books. Don't jump up there, dude. Go, go, go. You screwed up my video last time. Another caveat is that it's not supposed to be part of a series. Even if it's the first book in a series, we don't want those. There's some leeway there, like we had in the Woods or Into the Woods by Tana French, which was part of a series, but it was more of like a thriller series, so the books didn't really rely on each other. The book also sucked. It's also was supposed to be a fiction book, although we have had one nonfiction book, The Skies Belong to Us, which was about hijackings, which was interesting. The part about hijacking was interesting. The part of that focused on this one single hijacking is actually kind of boring. So those are the caveats we had. I am also like, I don't want to pick thrillers because we've had 13 books so far. 7 of them haven't been thrillers. So I'm like, no, no thrillers. Thrillers can be good. I have read many excellent thrillers, and there has actually been some decent thrillers in the book club. But generally, the thrillers in the book club, in overall, generally with any genre, Sturgeon's Law applies. So I'm trying to avoid thrillers if I can. So I have a list of 11 books to pick from, and I'm going to do that now. I have 2 that I know I'm going to cut, but I wanted to discuss why I'm going to cut them. Other than that, I do not know what I'm going to pick yet. I'm going to talk it out here. This will hopefully be like a less than 20-minute video, but it's probably going to take me a couple of hours to record. So I first have The Marlow Murder Club by Robert Thorogood, which I have talked about before in videos, in its sequel, Death Comes to Marlow. I really liked The Marlow Murder Club. The only problem I really had with it was that I figured out who the murderer was way too easily. And I said at the time that it just came to me, but while I'm reflecting back on it, it kind of points to who the murderer is pretty clearly. If I don't pick this book, that may be why. So next I have 2 books by the same author, Christopher Moore. I have Bloodsucking Fiends, which is a humorous vampire tale. I tend to enjoy Christopher Moore quite a bit. I'll be honest, I wanted to pick Lamb as the book, but that book is too long. If I didn't have a limit on the number of pages, there would be other books that would be on this list, and some of these would not. But you got to go with the limits that we have. It's a pretty good book. I actually do enjoy A Dirty Job more. It's about a man who becomes deaf. The problem I have, not the problem that will occur with both of these books, is they're funny. They're actually really funny. I think they're excellent books beyond being funny. But a problem that came up with the last book I had, which was Redshirts by John Scalzi, I presented the last time I had a book for book club, was some people, I won't name names, but some people don't like their books to be humorous. But that's also a problem because not only do you have these two books, I have at least one other book that falls within that. So I am not eliminating those yet, but there's a possibility I will eliminate them. And to be quite honest, the reason I might eliminate them is because I don't want to take any crap. I have a bit of reputation in the book club already with certain people. Some people think I don't like anything, which is humorous because there are other people who have pretty much ranked books below what I rank them. But I guess because I tend to be vocal, I have enjoyed more books in the book club than I've disliked. But I have a reputation, so I don't want to take any crap in the book club. So I'm like, do I be me and be sort of a dick and put in a funny book because, one, it's an excellent book, but also I find it humorous to give them a funny book when somebody doesn't like funny books. I'm putting those to the side for the moment. The next book I have is, I'm going to mispronounce this and I apologize. Kiffe Tomorrow by Faiza Guene. And I probably really did mispronounce that. Apologize. This is a book that I read in a class for my master's. So I haven't read it in like at least 7 years, not longer. 7 or 8 years. It's about a young girl. It's kind of a little bit of a coming of age novel. I will definitely have to reread this, unlike some of the other books that I remember quite well. But this one, I'm concerned may be too literary. Not that I think that anybody in the book club, it would be too intellectual for them, but I don't know that they would enjoy it. We did do Susanna Clark's Piranesi, which is a little bit literary too. I I mostly didn't enjoy that. It took a while for me to enjoy it though. So this one I probably won't pick, but I want it as a possibility. And if I'm not going to pick that one, I'm also probably not going to pick Demian by Hermann Hesse. I have not read this book in over 30 years. More like 35 years. Yeah, about 35 years. I remember really liking it at the time. It's another one I'd have to read. But again, if I'm concerned about picking a book that's too literary for the book club, I'm less likely to pick this one than the previous one. So this one's pretty much already eliminated, but I'm not technically eliminating it yet. Okay, then I have another one where I have two books by the same author. The first book is Horns by Joe Hill. You may have seen the movie with Daniel Radcliffe. There's some humor in here, but I would not look at it as a humor book. It's more a horror book, somewhat. I think that this one would probably go over well. And I think Robin's already read it too. But I don't know. This is not actually one of my favorite Joe Hill books, although I do like it. I think if I wanted to pick anything, it would be 20th Century Ghosts by Joe Hill, but that's a short story collection, and I don't think a short story collection would go over well with my family. If you haven't read Joe Hill, and if you want to read anything by Joe Hill, read Pop Art, which is in 20th Century Ghosts. It's an amazing short story. But Horns is also good. And then we have his first novel, Heart Shaped Box, which is about an aging rock star. And I actually have not read this since I first got it, I believe. But I did like this. I tend to like his, his later works like The Fireman, and Nosferatu. And he's got a novella collection also, but the other novels are too long, and collections aren't gonna work. So I had these two. I think I'd probably prefer Heart Shaped Box, but I think Horns would go over better. We have Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby, which I picked this up before thinking it may be a good book club book. The problem is another caveat that I didn't mention before is that we are supposed to pick a book of something that we have read and that we like. I have not read this. It's Monday. Book club's on Thursday. I could read this by Thursday. It's 3 days away, but this is less than 300 pages. If I didn't read anything else, I could do it. But I have so many other books that I want to finish before the end of the month. I just don't think that this is going to work. So I am eliminating this one right now. Now, another book that I have, which I have on Kindle, not the physical copy, is Uneasy Money by P.G. Wodehouse. Uh, it's one of my highest rated books that I've read this year. I think it's in the top 5 books that I've read this year, and I've read over 60 so far this year. 5 out of 60. One of the reasons I like it so much is that it's extremely funny. You sensing a problem here? It is just comedy of errors all around. I laughed out loud reading this. The last book the non-humor person picked wasn't a bad book. It wasn't a good book, but it wasn't a bad book. It was The Maid's Diary, which was poorly written, but it had an interesting plot. If it had been the book that she picked last time she did it, which I can't remember what it was, I believe it was The Breath of God. That was an awful book. Pure crap. Don't remember the author, but it was a bad book that basically like, oh, we need to kill a bunch of brown people So this white guy learns a lesson. He's a horrible person. So, but this book wasn't so bad. So I don't feel like I need to pick a book as vengeance while still being a book that I like. So I'm probably not going to pick that book. I'm not probably not going to pick Uneasy Money just because it's too funny, which is bad. So the last book is Kiss Her Once for Me by Alson Cochrun, which is so far this year my highest ranked book. So it's obviously a great reason to pick it. The only problem is that last year Robin had The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrun. And this probably doesn't matter, but that would make me the first person to pick the same author as somebody we've done before. And we've only done 13 books. Well, with this one, we'll only have done 14 books, and I just don't feel comfortable picking the same author twice within 14 books. So I'm eliminating Kiss Her Once for Me based solely on that probably stupid reason. I've eliminated Kiss Her Once for Me, and I've eliminated Blacktop Wasteland. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate Uneasy Money. If it was a vengeance book, I would pick it because that would be funny to me. But I don't feel the need to avenge. I'm going to eliminate that. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed one book. Beach Read by Emily Henry, which is romance. I've talked about it in a vlog before. I have it on Kindle. It's probably the best of her books. I just don't think it's going to go over well in the book club. So I'm going to not pick it. Although I have to say, just in my mind, not on the list, in my mind, I thought of picking Double Pucked, which was one of the romance books I read for the romance video. And that would have been hilarious, but also cringeworthy, like Scott's Tots of The Office. Cringeworthy because there's a lot of sex in that book. So that one was eliminated before it even went on the list. I have Marlow Murder Club, Bloodsucking Fiends, A Dirty Job, Kiffe Tomorrow, Demian. I'm going to eliminate Demian. No Demian. Horns and Heart-Shaped Box. We have these 5 books. Horns, Heart-Shaped Box, A Dirty Job, Bloodsucking Fiends, Kiffe Tomorrow, and on Kindle, A Marlow Murder Club. So we have 6 books to pick from. I'm going to go and eliminate Kiffe Tomorrow. I think that's too literary for them. Again, not too intellectual for them. But all of these are very smart people, but some of them, one of them has a PhD in English, so, but some of them are not going to want to read a literary book because that's not what they read books for entertainment for. So, well, I may sometimes want to wreak vengeance on people. I also want them to enjoy something I picked. So we have 5 books now. I'm going to eliminate Bloodsucking Fiends. I think probably vampires will, I think they'll go over fine with some people, but I think vampires and the humor is not going to work for some. All right, so Marlow Murder Club, A Dirty Job, Horns, and Heart-Shaped Box. I'm going to keep Marlow Murder Club in it now because it's a good book. And I think mystery is close enough to thriller that, obviously thrillers are big with these people, that they may still enjoy it. A Dirty Job, A Dirty Job, A Dirty Job, A Dirty Job. I'm setting it aside for right now. I'm not taking out the list. I'm still thinking about it. Okay, let's eliminate a Joe Hill book. Got horns and heart-shaped box. The Devil or a Nirvana song. I'm thinking. I'm going to eliminate a heart-shaped box. Okay. So we have Horns, A Dirty Job, and Marlow Murder Club. I just can't put up with the humor comment, so I'm going to eliminate A Dirty Job. So we're down to Horns and a Marlow Murder Club. Now I'm going to be an asshole.
Well, I already called you, so.
Well, I'm sorry. What are you doing?
Well, I'm at Temple.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'll let you go.
Well, what is it? I already left, so you might as well tell me.
Well, it's just so stupid now. I was going to ask you to help me pick.
Okay.
I'm down to two.
Okay, what are they?
Horns by Joe Hill or the Marlow Murder Club.
Is the Marlow Murder Club the one with the old people?
Yes, one of the women is 77 years old, but the other people aren't old.
Oh. I'd probably say Horns.
You probably say Horns?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, just to let you know, you're in the video too now.
Cool.
I forgot you were at Temple. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're wrapping up, so it's not a big deal.
Okay, tell God my bad.
Tell him yourself.
We don't speak as much as you do. You more of an in with him than I do.
I guess that's fair.
Okay. All right. I love you. I'm sorry.
No problem. Love you too.
All right. Bye. Yeah, I don't know if should I pick Horns. I mean, all right. Well, this video is already long. Horns or Marlow Murder Club. Robin says Horns. Let's go with Horns. Horns it is. So we're going with Horns. So thank you for watching me go through my whole mental process to break down and ask my daughter, hey, what do you think? Which I don't know we're going to do that. We're having the book club Thursday, and then we'll set the date for the next book club, which because of summer, it could be next month, or it could be 2 months from now. Who knows? All right. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I will talk to you next time.